You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Nothing must stop you, yes. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you, yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you, yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand AI. Who God bless, none can curse. His divine favor man can reverse. Can reverse. Even if they do their worst. Their worst. Hey. When God bless a man, nothing must stop you. Yes. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you. Yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you, yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand, I say. If you answer his call, he will lift you up. If you fall, hey, hey, hey. If you fall, just give him your all. Your all, hey. When God bless a man, should be the body. Nothing must stop you, my friend. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you, yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you, yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand, I say, yeah. personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover my mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation, grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the dad triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And of course, we always tell you, no matter what color t-shirt you wear a zinc color t-shirt, a mauve color t-shirt, a burgundy color t-shirt, a white and black color t-shirt, a red and green color t-shirt. Don't matter what color you wear, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome in the village with the dad triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And also, no matter what planet you're from Wakanda, you're from Hailalala, you're from Mazatanias, Venuranias, Saturninias. Doesn't matter what planet you're from, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome in the village with the dad triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me bring in no other than Tommy E. Marshall, the Commissioner of Newark, Nesbitt boy. Thomas, welcome.
Good evening, my brother. How are you doing today?
Today is a fantabulous and splendiferous day. I'm actually in Rhode Island.
Oh, thank the Most High that you're having a good day.
Yeah. It's fantabulous, man. I can't complain.
So what's Rhode doing in that island today?
Well, we have a meet coming up this weekend, so we had also come up today, and we're coming back on Saturday.
Okay. Well, I wish you and the team good luck.
Yeah. They go do good, man. They have me.
They're well prepared.
They're well prepared. Correct is right.
Okay.
And the thing that coming up here, the coach showed the first Big East championship ever won by Seton Hall University was won by the team I was the captain of. I was the captain of that team. And he showed my race.
And so I gotta drop off for a little bit. Let me get back in touch with you shortly.
All right, no problem. All right. So let me bring in no other than Diana, Waveney, Ben Skin, Stormy, the Storm, the Trin Bagegonian.
Good evening.
I ain't finished yet.
Oh, my bad.
You just always interrupt me before I just finish the introduction.
Hurry up now. You with this long distance thing. Let's go.
As a long distance runner,
Let's go.
Long distance runners just stay long. You know what I mean?
I played hockey, so we had to run up and down. Actually, I was a goalie. I would fill in when. But go ahead with your long.
Yeah, let's say again. Diana, Whitney, Stormy, the Storm, Greta, the Trinbagonian, the poet, the poetess, the poetress, the motivational speaker, Waveney Stormy McDonald, boy.
You done now?
I done.
Praise God.
I ain't done for the night, though. I just done for now.
Good evening, listeners, viewers, wherever you taking us in, whatever part of the planet, part of the world, outer space, inner space. Welcome to WZYE and In the Village.
That is it?
Yep.
All right. Okay. All right. Kind of short, but.
Yeah. Saving my stuff for later.
Oh, wow. Go on. All right. All right. All right. Tommy, you're back? I know. Tommy, when you're back, just raise your hand when you're back. Just raise your hand. Let me see.
Okay, let me.
Tommy, you're back? You're back?
You hear me, you know?
Yeah, we hearing you.
Let me just make an adjustment.
Yeah, we hearing you. So how was your day, Diana?
Oh, my day was splendiferous and marvelous and stupendous and busiest and everything else. I'm working on a new anthology of love poems.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we're going. So here what is going on now. So we set up the program today early o'clock, right? We set it up early because I know I was traveling and I didn't want to kind of mess it up, and I didn't send out the notice and all kind of thing, right? So the notice actually went out about 1 something, right?
Whoa.
And we have a kind of way we could. What I started with, I started put an asterisk next to people when you're coming at that time in case something happened to the computer and you kick it out and then kind of figure it out, right? So here what happened now, right? If you look in the live, right, you will see that it's saying that Hailey came in at 4:19.
First, right?
Yeah. So Hailey say a day in it, what acts?
Right.
He's saying in front.
I saw that.
Right. But I don't know if you all could see that in the chat now. Could you see what in the chat there now?
Let me go in the chat.
Could you guys see that? Just check the chat different.
I'm going in the chat now.
Yeah.
Okay, Hailey.
Oh, so you just seen Hailey. All right.
Well, I saw Hailey first.
Okay, yeah. But what happened is that actually Nadia came in at 2:27 p.m.
Okay.
Right?
Why didn't it register?
So what happened is that when if the system reboot itself, it kicks out anything that came in earlier and restarts itself and pick up whatever is the latest one. Right? So when it came in, what I had to do is like, I don't know, Nadia and Tikisha the radar now. Whenever you send out the notice, them radars go off. It does go beep, 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 beep. WZYE.
Okay, I see Nadia first here now. I don't know how.
Right. So you see Nadia 2:27, then Nadia again. All right, let me put it up on the screen here so people don't think we playing favorites. You see Nadia there? She says hi everyone. Then Nadia again, good day, handsome. Then Nadia again, Tommy hi. Then Nadia again, Diana Benskin, good day, love. Okay, Diana Benskin wants the emojis. I know what she doing that for, and I will start to get vexed for that. Yes. Anyway. She said Nadia, good night to Keisha, Lana, Rose, then Nadia again, right? So what I did, I started just in case, right? And now when you come back to the live one now, this is the one that is like, when after the thing reboots itself now, it's highly at 4:19. So you know what? So should we get him a tie?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. We go get him a tie.
Yeah.
So
maybe you'll get them a tie. Make sure you buy them a suit first, huh?
Well, yeah. And we, Hailey, no, you're not getting a shirt, Hailey. No shirt, you're just getting a tie. You ain't getting no shirt, just a tie, right? So all right, we go compromise. Who sing that song? Brand London, compromise. Compromise. So we compromise. So Hailey was in there, 419, then Hailey again. And he say he did in it, what tax? Right? Then Takesha come in, right?
Yeah.
Takesha was in at 5. She said good night, everyone. Then she said good night, Anselm. I get white emojis tonight, boy. I wonder what that means, boy. Then I get some mauve emojis tonight. Mauve.
Purple royalty.
That is not mauve.
Purple royalty.
Tommy, that is not mauve.
Purple. What's wrong with you? Oh, funny glasses. Your hard ears, you know.
I'm talking to Tommy.
Your hard ears, boy. Yeah.
I try not to get in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, all
How
right.
you gonna get in trouble, Tommy? Not me.
Tommy, Tommy, find an in between color then. Find a color in between that, Tommy.
Mauve. They don't say mauve. They say lilac, purple, indigo, a form of, you know. Nobody don't say mauve. Only you people from Chumakak.
Wait, what part of Barbados you from? Eh? You never hear about mauve?
I'm from Hillaby, St. Thomas.
Okay, all right. How far is that from Nelson Street?
Very far. Very far. And I am not afraid or ashamed to walk down Nelson Street. My people live and work there.
Wait. But the last time you was getting upset with me because I asked about Nelson Street, you forget?
No, I wasn't getting. You said at home. I was something about Nelson Street frequent or something. I would pass through there. If you know how the streets are there are made up. If Bay Street is blocked on one side and you're trying to go up thing, if it's blocked by the wharf there on the side, you have to go up through Nelson Street to get out. So you must drive through or walk through.
But I just said you was just walking through Nelson Street and you get.
I have walked through Nelson Street many times. I don't have a problem walking through Nelson Street.
Oh, okay. So now you don't have no problem.
I never had a problem. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, okay.
You were in Mexico and then you do something done with your brain, you know.
No.
I know what a pretty taco for you, you know.
Like they give me the taco with no vegetables.
Something.
They just give me the tac. They ain't give me the o. They give me the TAC. Yes, Takesha inside. Good night. Takesha, good night. Takesha says
night, Takesha.
Lana Rose Carice. She said Albert Vonnie. Hey, Olio, I want to say something. Eugene Julian is very upset with me because he's very upset with me. He says, "Please stop this thing with his phone."
Oh Lord!
Yeah, he called me personally at his side and he say he don't want me to talk nothing about the phone and his wife taking away your phone.
So why are you talking about it?
Oh, no!
Tommy, I'm just relaying the news that I get. Tommy, so I'm supposed to keep it to myself?
You just troublesome. Like I get the stats on you from people that you grew up with that you're troublesome. So
no, the man called me personally and tell me
you're troublesome.
No,
you're troublesome.
He said, "Well, could you please stop talking about my wife taking my phone and all kind of thing because."
But you didn't stop. You don't listen.
Oh no!
So yeah, I did stop. I stopped. Tommy, that's pretty funny. I thought I was just relaying the message that I get.
Yeah, oh God!
I know who will call me next. Alice might call me next thing and tell me the same thing too because I don't know. Next thing,
me and Gina had to apologize for him. He just don't understand.
Okay, all right. Eugene, I apologize that I didn't know that I couldn't come and see that you told me to stop doing it.
He expected you to apologize and leave it there.
Okay. I was supposed to say, all right, Minjin, I apologize for talking about, your wife on the phone. That's what I was supposed to do.
If that's what he doesn't like.
Nobody didn't tell me to apologize. Just tell me to stop talking about, because your
Yeah,
wife
but
will
you're
be,
talking about it.
no, because he say your wife will be listening, and she know that, when she do what she had to do, she don't want people in the public space to know. So you was trying
Oh
anyway.
Lord.
All right.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
So Eugene, again, I apologize, right, for talking about it, and only if you allow me to talk about it in the future, I'll talk about it.
No,
But
no,
if
no.
you don't want me to talk about it, I go stop. All right. So I give you my word, Eugene. But if I get a text or anything, telling me any kind of thing that, I mean, all right. So to Keisha says, highly good night, big you up. Oh God, they say rain for sober.
Yeah,
yeah, boy. Next
till
3
Friday,
days.
till Saturday, 3
Saturday
p.m. or
morning.
something like that. Oh my God.
Yes,
Yeah, boy.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yellow alert.
Yeah,
Wow.
boy. Oh God, boy. Global warming, boy.
Real.
That that too. But then, what about the deforestation? That adds to the madness.
Well, yeah, you're cutting down all them trees and them and building house up in the hills, up in the mountain tops where they ain't supposed to have no house and all kind of thing. But we're tongue and country, boy. This is just
Yeah,
name. This is just changing him to just country.
exactly.
No, seriously, because it's like them ain't doing what they're supposed to be. But
But they're supposed to be in the country. Are they in the country?
like, yeah, they might be in the country, not the tongue.
But John Public and John Public is supposed to not, do build haphazardly. I was in Tobago recently and I saw a house actually occupying part of the pavement. And I said, but wait now, there's
Is
no
it
rules,
is
there's
it
no
is it
discipline.
is it Diana? Is it a new structure or an old structure?
No, it looks like a fairly new structure because the
No,
concrete was from the color of the concrete, and yeah.
that's problematic. If it's a new structure that
Hmm.
they did that with, because they're supposed to be, and there is a rule for a setback from the road that they're
And
supposed to follow.
with all this water coming, no, up to now nobody haven't figured out a way to capture the water, store it, wait till the rain run off, wait till the excess run off, and then perhaps talk about building things to siphon it out into the sea, for a better word, or into the natural water courses. Nobody. I don't know. No? I don't know,
Diana,
Anson.
it's not that the technology doesn't exist. I'm sure the
Mm.
technology exists. It's just that someone has to make a concerted effort and put a budget in place to treat with that. That's how we're gonna make you. We're gonna make you prime minister, Diana, and you'll sort that out. We're talking about
No, no,
Prime
thank,
Minister Wall
no,
Street. You
thank
see what
you.
happened in England?
Yeah,
Remember, I mentioned that on the program a while ago, Anselm.
yeah.
I mentioned it that there's this guy that is poised to become the prime minister, and he's Indian. If you go back and you play the programs, you'll see me saying that.
But you see, a
Because
lot
I
of
was,
the racists are pushing back
yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of
and
fact,
booing him.
we have a let me see if I can get this video here. We have a video with a guy calling into a program and saying that the man is not. Here we go. Let's
Mm.
listen to this. Let's listen to this. Listen to this. You hear what the man say?
Wow.
The man say the fella is not British. Can you
Mm.
imagine that?
Mm-hmm.
You remember when they said
Where was he
Obama?
born? Not, he was born in England, no?
Yes, he went
Yeah,
to reputable schools. He went to all reputable schools in England.
his grandparents are the one who have African lead, a birth or something like that, and they moved to England, and he's born there, and
Right.
he,
Born there.
you
Only remember
see.
what happened with Obama. Don't forget with Obama.
Hmm.
Don't forget.
Yep.
Don't forget. But let's continue to listen. I mean, this lady put him in the place. Eh? Is how nice.
She's smooth. She's smooth.
Yo, Dicey, what had to deal? Dicey had to deal with them, you know. You understand? You had to lower the tone and deal with them. Let's keep on. The man say half of Al Qaeda is British citizens. Yo. Oh God. This fella is. Let's continue.
Reminds you of Trump, right?
Man, listen. Yeah?
Whoa.
Can you imagine? Just imagine, eh?
Yes, I can. Anybody shocked? Who's shocked?
And they are
all who's shocked, put your hands up.
And they are blatant about it.
Very, very open. And as much as you have the blatant one, you have the silent ones.
Yeah. Well, you know.
There are many more in the closet.
Yeah, but you know, the blatant ones you could deal with them though because they have put their positions on the table.
Yeah, I would rather. As long as you.
Silent one is the one you don't know. You know what I mean? You know.
But for every one blatant, there are 100 silent.
Correct is right. You know, but the guy put his cards on the table and he say he don't want no black people, no brown person to run United Kingdom. Plain. You know, just imagine it. And there is hundreds of thousands like them, like him.
And that was the backlash after President Obama.
The thing is, if it was 100,000, it would have been easy. We're talking about millions.
Well, millions, Tommy. Correct is right. Millions like him. Millions.
But wasn't that one of the reasons when President Obama left office? They put Trump in there because they were mad. A black man.
Absolutely, that was the pushback, the backlash. That was the pushback.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of sad, boy. But that's why.
Because.
Go ahead, Tommy.
They know Trump didn't have the brains. I mean, he wasn't equipped to run this country. They know it.
But Tommy, I think that just shows you that. You know, you don't have to be the brightest bulb in the box.
That's right.
In order to become president or prime minister of a country.
Point taken.
That type of rhetoric that the people buy into, the majority of the people buy into, you know, and you could feed them some of the Jim Jones juice, you know, you could become prime minister or president of a country.
And you know, Kapisa being the antagonist he is and the irritator, you said you voted Trump to drain the swamp. Had he been successful in draining the swamp, you would have been one of the ones he would have drained out of here because you ain't born here.
But Diana, not only that, Diana, but if Trump was still the president, there's a good possibility that if Kapisa is a Trinidad and Tobago citizen, and he did some type of crime, he could have been deported back to Trinidad and Tobago.
Whether you're serving the military or not, they weren't going to care. That the color of your skin would have been your sin.
Oh God!
I have an associate I have to say that I met in Trinidad, was in the Air Force. He was part of the early North Iran-Contra situation, and he was deported back to Trinidad.
Correct.
As a matter of fact, he told me he was a fall guy. He had to take a rap for that same Iran Contra. Listen, man.
Watch now. Watch it, Tommy. Look how that's his new name, huh? Ye went and made a statement against a certain people, and look how fast they financially decimated him.
It wastes no time.
They financially decimated him because he made a statement that was not pleasing to the ears of certain people, right? But yet we continue around the world. I'm going to say, anytime you have skin like this, it's okay to do us as you like, right? We're not supposed to get nothing for the reparations for all the suffering. You're not supposed to have economic access. I'm not supposed to be promoted because I can do the job. Just the color of my skin is always going to be my sin. But Kanye made a statement, and I don't agree with him, man. You don't. And look how quickly they fix that. But we can't get things fixed to make us feel safe and comfortable. Everywhere you go, you have behind your back, your eyes left, right. Right? So please, come on, people.
Yeah, Lana, welcome. Let me say welcome to Lana. Rennie Mohammed, welcome. One love, one blood, one people, one nation, all serve one master. Full 100.
Highly, he may be still a billionaire, but he's not a billionaire.
Donna, when the man above come calling, let me see how much of that billion he taking with him.
You understand?
You know what? But what I have to say further to the whole British situation is that is a reminder to people who think that they are exceptional and that they are not in the same category as some of us.
As some of us.
That's a reminder. That's just that's a wake up call to remind them that we are all looked upon in one light. Once you are not Caucasian.
Yep. Once you're not Caucasian, you hear they say you're brown or you're black, and you need to stand back.
Yep.
And that is why you're all in Trinidad and Tobago.
We all look down on.
Yep. Go ahead, Tommy. We
need to stop it because they're all in the eyes of those who run the world. They are we are all the same, whether we are brown or we are black.
Yep.
We're all the same.
Yep.
Yep. In Trinidad we divide, but when you come to America, America is the great equalizer. When
that's right.
We in Trinidad we talk about who is this and who is that, and when we come to America and we pull out a census form or there's some kind of application, right? Or are we going the same category on the application?
Yeah, but no, they get to choose because our previous co-host said they pick Asian. I can't put Asian. I can put it, but I'm not.
Yeah, but Diana, let's be honest.
But in their eyes, you're black. You're born in Trinidad. They're going by
I would think that the majority will pick black as opposed to Asian.
You think so?
Yes.
Who are enlightened? Who are enlightened? That is.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. In 1988, this Indo-Trinidadian came to live with me, living in my house with me, and he had just come from Trinidad and he went out to work, and the Caucasian men that he was working with started calling him straight here N. And he came home crying. You know what I said to him? Welcome to America. I said, welcome to America.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Diane.
And you know what I say? What I want to say to the population in Trinidad and Tobago, especially. What kind of tomorrow you want to produce? And in doing so, and thinking about that tomorrow you want, you have to deduce, how did you get the today you have? What kind of tomorrow do you want for the nation of Trinidad and Tobago? Because you can't say, oh, everybody go down Caroni and everybody go up Port-au-Prince. It don't work so. You're all Trinbagonians and you can live wherever you want. So my question to you is, what kind of Trinidad and Tobago you want? And you have to deduce, how did you get to this today? And they got somebody agitating the situation and you all are falling prey for it. You're falling prey for it.
Well, Dinah and Tommy, here are the categories that you have to decide which one you want to go into, right? Okay. You have white, you have black or African American, you have American Indian or Alaska Native, you have Asian, you have Native Hawaiian, or other Pacific Islander. Take your pick.
all the structure and divisions.
Take your pick. Yeah, take your pick. Which
one? My pick is human.
Which one are you going to? Take your pick.
I ain't seen none. I ain't seen none that put me human. That's my pick. See, the thing is that once we could divide the masses, we can control them forever.
Yeah. So don't forget.
Yeah. See, Lana says she wants a crime-free, peaceful, loving, kind, honest, fruitful Trinidad and Tobago. Kudos, Lana.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
But you have to deduce, how did you get the Trinidad and Tobago you have today? What ingredients went into the pot to produce this pilau we have in Trinidad and Tobago today? And if you keep electing the same politicians over and over, right? You're gonna put what are you gonna get? What are you gonna get? If you keep electing the same,
what's insanity? What's insanity?
Yeah. Doing the same thing over and over and expect to get different results.
If you keep electing the same corrupt politicians every time, that is a clear message that you don't want change. But it better keep electing the same people.
And this is
there
why
are two ways in which people are controlled. First of all, frighten people, and secondly, demoralize them. An educated, healthy, and confident nation is harder to govern. And I think there's an element in the thinking of some people. We don't want people to be educated, healthy, and confident because they would get out of control. The top 1% of the world's population own 80% of the world's wealth. It's incredible that people put up with it, but they're poor, they're demoralized, they're frightened, and therefore they think perhaps the safest thing to do is take orders and hope for the best.
And if you allow me to elongate on that. Franklin D. Roosevelt said, true individual freedom cannot exist without economic security and independence. And people who are hungry and out of a job are the stuff of which dictatorship are made of.
Yep.
Yep.
Albert Montano, welcome. Albert Montano said the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service have lost total control over crime in Trinidad, 496 murders. Takesha said, cover me while you fix it, Jesus.
They don't have no police commissioner. There are no cameras. I don't know. Sounds like it's scary.
Yeah, but Mother Shield, infant from gun, shut up. Dundonald Hill, Long Circular Road, St. James, both people dead, mother and father.
It's scary. And I tell you, Trinidad is slipping on a slope with this criminal activity. And that is not what we are made of. We are not people like, those lawless gangs that they have in Venezuela. I told you they infiltrated the youth minds here and all my life, except for the Mano Benjamin incident where he used to do things to the women, their bodies. I never hear about nobody chopping up bodies and throwing them in the garbage till now. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but if it would have made headlines and it would have been talked about. So, their behaviors are infiltrating the gangs there. And go ahead.
You only hear the significant where it was Abdul Malik.
That's the one I talked about. Well, Abdul Malik. Oh, when he killed they killed Gaylan Benson. And they buried her alive. Yeah.
And I let this spot somewhere.
Yeah, in Christina Gardens. Christina Gardens. Yeah.
So Miss Cuba says, good evening, everyone in the village, Wall Street, Diane, Fishstick, Lana, Carice, Takesha, Nadia, Tommy, Vonnie Roberts, Rose, Judy, Chris, Blessing, Watax. You inside, Miss Cuba?
Oh, I send you Ulrich new economic venture. You have that, right?
I think I ain't got a chance to download it yet.
Oh, try to download
it. Says, instead, Fitzgerald's going around shaking hands to win vote while crime running amok in Trinidad. Albert, that is so true, Somebody somebody from Chumaka tell me, Hines was around. He come around now. He called me to a meeting. I say I hope all tell him about because I'm going back on that building just now. You see, after this internal election, are going back in the behind again. It's true macaque again are going for them.
And when you have the Minister of National Security saying it's not his job to make sure that you're safe. Okay.
Yeah, how everybody going in Trinidad with this bad weather? Yeah, Lana. How people going? I see flooding all over the place, boy. Takesha says, Alsam, you know what the murder rate in Grenada? I'm really ashamed how they are treating crime in this country. I would say the murder rate, if I was to guess, the murder rate in Grenada is under 10 murders.
I'm gonna go Google it for you now.
Yeah, Google it for me. I'm taking a guess. I guessed it. I just taking a wild guess. Yeah, highly, you're inside big time. Woo! I used to say woo, you're inside. Lana says she just called Cock and he tells she need a grant to buy a canoe.
Oh my Lord. Oh dear.
Yeah, well.
Renee, let's see what it says here.
The Minister of Education can make up her mind if there's school tomorrow.
2020 Grenada's murder rate homicide per 100,000 population, 12.44.
Oh God, 12.44 one a month. 1 a month. 1 point something a month.
Eh?
Yeah, 1 point something a month. Boy. And when people talk about it, people say they don't like the government. I know I don't understand, boy. I hear people trying to make excuses, boy, for the Jawala Rambaran settlement. The government lose the Jawala Rambaran case, right? They lose it, You know, you go to court and you might sue somebody for 10 million and you get 5 million, right? Did you win? You lose, right?
Well, 5 million is better than 0 million. I mean, something was wrong. It just that the extent of the damage wasn't agreed upon.
Okay, did you win?
Yes.
No, you win.
You win.
If you get 0, you lose. But as long as you get anything more than 0, and as long as you get more than 0, somebody admitted a wrong they did to you. Yes, the quantum of the wrong was not what you estimated it to be or valued it to be. But a wrong is a wrong.
So Tommy, if I lose 3-1 or I lose 1-0, I still lose, right?
You still lose.
If you lose,
if you win 3-1 or you win 1-0, you still win.
You still win, right? So I don't understand how people arguing the fact that, boy, they sue for 10 million and they only get 5 million. The government didn't really lose. They didn't really lose. But anyway, we go come back on
top of the hour.
It's in the village with the dad triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Our next video I want you all to see. Stick and stay, don't go nowhere. It's in the village with the dad triplets. And the next video, sometimes you see how crime it is in Trinidad. Next video will give you an example of how certain people may have to deal with crime. Stick and stay. It's in the village with the dad triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Crazy must be going insane to change to any African name. And if I change my name in the morning, it's an English name.
So folks, if Anybody thinking about changing the name? Crazy have a solution for all you to change all the name, and I want you to listen to Crazy solution. Listen to it very carefully. Alright?
Mr. Bullin, just to make life happy and complete. I buy in a house on Fuller Street. I going to live there with my wife Jane. When my children born here, the name is Heinz Bullin, Jolie Bullin, Clovis Bullin, Donna and Proudfoot Bullin. Life then will be complete. The whole family Bullin on Fuller Street. Black consciousness, yes, I agree, but back to Africa is not for me. My identity, sweet Trinidad, and of that I am proud and glad. Why must I go Rastafarian or change my name to African? No black power ain't go drive my brain. There's some of my children name again. Granger, Bullen, Umaladush, Bullen, Fitz GM, Bullen, Desmond Bond, Bullen. Life bound to be sweet with Ramdewa living on Fuller Street. My girlfriend Lillian, they brainwash she African named Queen Azami. She took a trip up to Africa, grow an afro and smoking ganja. Even she dresses something to see. An African gong without panty. She dressed like two African drums and she dry. Yeah, my children, they when they qualify. Magistrate, bullet, lawyer, bullet, professor, bullet, nurse and teacher, bullet. All patients will come to meet with Dr. H. Pierre Bullen on Fuller Street. My support is for black people. Why must I go back to the jungle with a long nasty beard and looking dread, walking barefoot with a gather head? Should I change my name to Mozami, to Mokonieta or Mapoki? Them kind of names can addle my brain. When my twins born, here the name Carl and Eric Bullen, Princess and Rose Bullen, Kitchen and Sparrow Bullen, Audrey and Adams Bullen. That go be bacchanal. The Bullens bringing a big band for carnival.
Just imagine, Just imagine. If
Only crazy.
If they say
and Slam and Tommy Bullen,
Dinah Benskin Bullen, hyphenated.
and Sam and Tommy Bullen or everybody on WZYE on Bullen Street.
Do you know it have a place named Buller Street up Passy Street? Serious, Buller Street and Buller Shop, Buller Grocery Shop.
That's the name Buller.
Eh?
Yeah, that's a legitimate last name, Buller.
Yeah, it's a legitimate last name.
And Lord, I used to feel a pressure with Ben's skin. Woo, thank you, Jesus.
You used to feel that pressure?
Yeah, they used to call me bean skin, burn skin, bunt skin, all kind of skin, bent up skin. And I'm like, damn, I keep my Ben skin. I wouldn't want the Buller. I want the Bullen. I don't. But listen, I googled the statistic for the highest. What is the murder rate in the Caribbean? Right? Jamaica is numero uno.
Right.
Venezuela is numero dos. Honduras is numero tres. And Trinidad y Tobago is numero cuatro.
But we could take Venezuela out of the equation because that's South America.
Well, they put Caribbean, so okay. And Central America. So Jamaica, Trinidad, 32. out of the 100,000 per 100,000 inhabitants. So you see how high up they are? Yeah. But all of this, oh Lord. Anyway, go ahead, answer. What we going to?
Let me say welcome to Judy. Judy, welcome. And Ulrich is inside too. Ulrich, are you going, partner?
Ulrich said they got Hornerman Street. Don't forget Murray Street.
Murray Street. Where's Murray Street?
Murray Street. Where Murray Street is, y'all?
I think Murray Street wrong by the. That's not wrong by the Woodford Square, wrong there somewhere.
I thought it had one Murray Street. I think there was one off right
Tommy, you know good enough where the street is. I don't watch you with a cokey eye, you know.
Murray Street.
A cokey eye? No, you don't have to put cokey in your eye to watch me.
Oh my God. Look, Ulrich is correcting us. Ulrich know exactly where it is. Ulrich, how you know the street in Woodbrook?
It is Woodbrook.
Oh yeah, it's in Woodbrook. It's true. Correct is right. Yeah.
Lana, behave yourself. You see what Lana do? You can't start them up, you know. Lana put wood brick. Oh, jeez, Lord Father. Oh.
What Capiza says? So what all your voting PNM for 30 straight years was doing the same thing? What are you talking about?
When I said if you keep electing the same corrupt politicians every time, that's a clear message you don't want change. Perhaps that's what he's responding to.
Yeah, but listen to this, right? This is my philosophy, right? My philosophy is that the parties are there to stay. PNM and UNC in Trinidad is there to stay. It's the makeup of the party.
It's like the Republican and Democrat in this country.
Correct is right, Tony. They ain't going nowhere.
I didn't say party, the same correct part. I said politician.
No. I was talking to Capiza.
Yeah. No, I was just clarifying.
Right. And to me, people just have this type of thing. Well, you know what? We got to get rid of the PNM and get rid of the UNC. I mean, it just don't make sense.
But Anselm, people get fed up at the same policies, or should I say the same backward leadership with both of them.
But Tommy, we put them in power. We put them in power. We put the same backward people in power over and over. As we put them in power, as we empower them. What do you the pastor say again? We elect which politician? We elect which political
right.
That's what
you see, what happens is that anytime we get a leader in any of those parties who mean well, they don't last.
They don't last. No, they ain't lasting.
You know why? You know why? No, you want me to tell you why?
Why?
I have my ideas, but let me hear you.
Because politicians are like sperm. 1 in a million turn out to be a human being.
All right. Oh boy. I thought he was going to say one of them know to swim up. And them know to
That's why they don't last.
Yeah, so listen, Ken John said something interesting. He said, Kamala and the UNC party saying them is like Rishi Sunak. What is wrong with them, boy? I don't understand that. No, I understand it. But did they really say that? I don't know. That's two different meanings.
Good night, Howard Super Sad. Where my fig? You know how long I waiting on you for the fig?
It's not Howard Super Sad with the fig, man.
Don't get involved.
You sure it's Howard Super Sad?
Don't get involved with Howie.
All right, yeah. Stay out of that. Leave
Drink water and mind all your business.
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah.
Right.
Let me stay out of that.
I got in my crease.
So here's Judy, right? Judy said Rishi Sunak was placed there as PM by wealthy bankers. He didn't win elections. I don't understand.
So who said that? Who said that?
Judy, I don't understand that. He was placed there as PM by wealthy bankers. Wait now. Did they hold an election where people went out and vote for him?
No.
Within the party.
So
It was internal.
So the wealthy bankers paid off the people in the party in order to vote for him.
Well, I can't prove that, so I wouldn't attest it.
She's asking.
No, I'm just asking based on a statement. See, Rishi Sunak was placed there as PM by wealthy bankers. So somehow, wealthy bankers got involved and get to individuals, and they have had to pay them in some way in order for them to vote for him to be the next PM.
Right? I'm of the opinion that his fellow politicians believe that he was most competent to resolve the financial bind that they find themselves in.
Judy said to goggles it.
Google it? All right, let me Google it.
Well, that might be the opinion of someone and not fact.
No, but let me Google it.
All right, let me go Google it.
Google it, Ghana.
What is the question? How was he?
No, wealthy bankers support for wealthy bankers
Did wealthy bankers place
support Rishi Sunak? Did wealthy bankers support Rishi Sunak?
Did they play a role in his selection?
Right. So Judy, what we doing, Judy? We fact checking. That's what we doing. You understand? We about information, and we want to fact check it. That's all. That's how we just do in the village. A person no come in the village and tell you that 75% of the people can't read, and we have a 98% literacy rate, and we don't fact check it.
Well, you see, headlines can be misleading because I'm seeing a headline here that says CNN, Rishi Sunak, the super rich former banker who will be the first person of color to lead Britain. So you see how people can
No. He's a super rich guy. No,
so I'm just telling you how people could come up with that synopsis.
But in this country, most politicians are millionaires.
That's right.
Most politicians in this country are millionaires. So I mean, it's only in Trinidad and Tobago just go when you become a politician, you go in the cabinet pawn, you come back out rich. Maybe in the Caribbean, I don't know.
Okay, so here's an article dated October 25th, updated 6:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, London CNN. Says I'm gonna try and skim it and take out salient points. Just 7 short weeks ago, it looked as if it might be all over for Rishi Sunak, the former Chancellor of the Exchequer, the UK's title for its chief finance minister, made a high-stakes gamble. He launched an attack that helped to end Boris Johnson's premiership, put himself forward as his replacement, but ultimately lost to Liz Truss. Admitting defeat, he retreated to the parliamentary backbenches. But in a sign of just how unpredictable British politics has become, Sunak has returned triumphant from the political wilderness to replace Truss, whose premiership imploded last week. Sunak was the only leadership hopeful to secure the support of 100 Conservative members of Parliament, the necessary threshold set by the party officials for potential candidates. He will become the first person of color to be British Prime Minister at the age of 42. He's also the youngest person to take office in more than 200 years.
No, Dana, I want you to read back the sentence where they have person of color in it. He will become the first person of color to be British Prime Minister, and at the age of 42, he is also the youngest person to take the office in more than 200 years. Now think about it, Think about it, He's been called a person of color in the United Kingdom. Think about it.
And he's a British born.
Think about it. Think about it.
Trinbagonians. Color.
Think about it. Just think about it. Right? He's been addressed as a person of color. in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
Things that make you go, Things that make you go,
Yep.
Right? Okay. All right.
So when you arrive at Heathrow and Gatwick with the Trinbagonian, well, no, with or without the Trinbagonian passport, they're looking at you. Okay.
We are all happy. We are all happy. We are all. Many people are happy that it's the first time, it's record breaking. But when you listen to that one guy who we just played here, right? You could see the uphill battle he will have.
Judy, that is wrong. We just
So
had
folks,
a
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. Let's
We just
bring in our guests.
I was correcting Judy. Let me
Go
correct
ahead,
her
go ahead.
before.
Go ahead,
Judy, I'm
Diana.
correcting you. We just had a lengthy tape on an interview with a caller calling in saying the same thing you were saying. And the man was born in the UK. It was a Southampton, they said, or something like that. He was born
Southampton
in the
Hospital.
UK. Okay,
Southampton Hospital,
so Judy, and that is the problem. We keep subscribing to rumors and innuendos and gossip, right? Beware of false knowledge and rumors. They are more dangerous than ignorance. Cancel your subscription to that behavior, Judy. Anyway, good evening
All
to
right.
our guests.
So let's bring in our guests. No other than my
What's
good
going on?
friend Selwyn Melville. A long, and I would like to be transparent, But first of all, Selwyn, let me introduce you to this is Indie Village with the Dad Triplet. The D is Diana. Diana is considered to be the Storm. I am Ansem of Wall Street. And the T in DAT is, and we have Tommy. Tommy is a commissioner here in Newark, New Jersey. Welcome to Indie Village. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey, I'm good. And some people think I'm good looking.
Well,
Melville, can you go on a diet and stay quiet?
Well, in the US, they have a lot of riots now.
Me and him just go like this all the time, right? Good night, Mr. Melville. Are we buoyed up? Are we buoyed up?
Yeah. Medea.
Yeah. So, folks, who we have with us in the village tonight is a man of no stranger to many. All right, not a stranger to me. I consider Selwyn to be one of my good, splendiferous, marvelous, tremendiferous partners, and he have done something in Trinidad and Tobago that it took him quite a few years in order for him to accomplish. But I'll let him tell the story. I just trying. But Selwyn, how things going?
Hey, I'm good. I'm grateful, and I'm really very happy to be in the mix with you all tonight. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to sharing with you the necessary information that will update people and give them an idea of my accomplishments, because you're part of that too, my friend, and we'll take it from there.
Before we go, I just want to let people know that Anselm and I met through this same guy. He thought I sounded nice and told me to, call Slim, and Anselm, he didn't put up his blinders to my Bajan accent. He gave me a chance. And Mr. Melville also took a chance on me and put me on my first stage performance in Trinidad and Tobago. And for that, I am extremely grateful as a spoken word artist. Yeah?
Hey,
Yeah. Full 100, Diana.
Too many things have been said about me here right now.
But Selwyn, I wanted to go back to you being one of the top commentators, sports commentators in the Caribbean, and have broadcast all kind of different sport, cricket, football. Just talk a little bit about your career back then and how you actually get into that career and coming out of Tobago. Just tell the people a little bit about yourself, starting from way back when.
Well, I was born in Speyside, and some people are saying today, as in the scripture, they say, how could Speyside produce a Selwyn Melville as Nazareth producing a Jesus? But in life there are things that we don't really plan. But as a boy growing up, I mean, I had great ideas. In Speyside, there were no plans or no doors open for you to really get up in the morning and become a sports commentator or dream of being a media person. In fact, in those days, cricket was really our main thing. And we used to watch cricket. There were few television stations within the village. So we on a plum tree and the TV small, but we could see what going on with TV because we're young then and our eyes were pretty good. So my interest in sport was really from those early days where we were watching cricket basically because football wasn't given that much promise as cricket was being given on the circuit, that is. So yeah, cricket and the Gary Sobers and all those that we were attached to. And there's still some emotions in me from my boyhood days that still remain with cricket when Wes Hall and Charlie Griffith and they were steaming up all over the place. And there's still those emotions that are still with me. But after, parents didn't get common entrance, so they had to send me to school in town to really further my education. And on that basis, I went in town. I still remember that day, boy, when I left Speyside. I was wearing a mustard color pants shirt, a red striped shirt, black striped shirt and thing, with a sandals on and a grip. And you know, those days, it was so important for you to move with a grip because you're important. But I went to Scarborough to further my education, Elizabeth College. And from there, ideas and opportunities start really building from there. Because after school, you were able to decide on what do I do with my life? Because you feel you're bright and you want to really have a huge impact on the society. So you're looking forward to the opportunities. I got, after Elizabeth's College there, I got to decide on what I'm going to do. I got a friend, a guy, late fellow Ray Davis, he died. He was with 610 Tobago. And he was a teacher at Scarborough Secondary. And he was leaving Tobago to go back to Trinidad. And being a schoolboy at Elizabeth College, we were exposed to, in that school, we were very practical school. So we were exposed to opportunities. And as a fellow who was a leader in the school, the principal allowed me to visit, go to conferences and events that were to be staged on the island concerning sport or whatever. And I represented the school. I met Ray Davis then, and he decided, well, hey man, you know, I'm leaving and you're leaving school. So there's an opportunity here for you. Why don't you take a chance and do it? So I got this chance to go to 610 Tobago. Hilson Phillips, the late Hilson Phillips, died only some months ago. Great man, gave me great opportunities, and I'm grateful to him up to this day for that door he opened to me to get into the media. So Ray Davis gave me that chance. I got this chance with 610 Tobago. They were paying you like $2 a story. And good one. But the sweet thing is that you only allowed 3 stories a day on the air on the 610 Tobago program. So it's $6 a day you're working for. And it wasn't an important thing for me about the money or the price that we were paying. But as a boy leaving school, and there were few opportunities around, and then there was this moment where I could start something. And I had the vision that it could really propel into something that is worthy of my time. So I gave it up. I took the chance and I was there. So a lot of my friends in Bago felt that when we were going to parties and things, we had a DJ Carl, and he used to do his thing. So I would go on the mic and strike up, you know. And then they used to say, hey, boy, Melo get a good voice, boy. The man voice good. The other man voice, boy, oh God, he good. So I didn't study really that opportunity. Then the late Anthony Harford came to Tobago, and he was staying at where I was living, called Mills and Young's Guest House, further later to Mills Guest House. And then he gave me a chance. He said, hey, look, man, why don't you co-host the program with me? And 6 Tobago. 6 Tobago wasn't just meters away from where I was staying, where I was living. And that gave me, the bug bit me then, because everybody heard the Tobago boy project himself, you know, doing the DJ work and that kind of thing, and conversing with people. And later than that, I got an offer from Trinidad, where Dave Lamy was the sports editor at Radio Trinidad. And well, they had a conference, to be exact, in Trinidad, where some British journalists came down, courtesy Whitco, and they met with a number of the local journalists for us to express ourselves. And after that 5-day conference, Dave Lamy asked me if I would want to come and work with them, because Sherman Fife was working at the time, and they may have had their issues, which was no concern of mine, really. My interest was on something entirely different. So I came back, and I went to Trinity, come back, and I got the opportunity to work at Radio Trinidad. That was in 80-something. So many years ago. I can't remember, but 79. And then I got the chance to become the assistant sports editor at Radio Trinidad. So
wow.
From there, all right. That's the journey how I got to Trinidad through that offer with Dave Lamy, and I'm very grateful. And the late Dave Lamy, today I'm still very grateful to him for the opportunity. We may not have had the most flowery of a relationship, no fault of mine really, but with respect and how I was brought up in country, you have to pay homage to the people who would have shown you respect and love. So for that, I maintain that relationship and that respect, and never yet one day behaved in an unpleasant way with what transpired, but always very grateful for the opportunity, because I could have been still in Tobago planting peas and potato.
But that would have been good in the pandemic, though, eh?
But no, but I'll tell you what, though, I wasn't upset at the fact that when I was planting peas and potato, because in a farming community, you know, and it's only flora that really destroyed the farming aspect of Tobago to the level that it was before in 63. But so then I was a boy who was very adamant to support what was done. So my father was a gardener, a butcher, and a watchman. So we used to go in the garden and do what is required of us and plant things. So watermelon, corn plants, cornfields, and all those things we had. So I wouldn't have been ashamed of that. But then the prospect of changing the norm in the island, because in the village there, up in country, it was a foregone conclusion that if you weren't really a total academic, well then you're either a bush or you're working on the 4 days work of the what they call the 10 days and all that. So it was a chance to take a different view of life. And in my upbringing, I was brought up in a way through my mother, who was very adamant in the way we speak. She always said that you could talk all the way you want about Tobago thing, but I would like to know that you all learn some of the proper English that they would speak. So it means then that you're not one-dimensional, but your scope is very wide, and it means you can go anywhere, and any opportunity that comes your way, you will be able to take charge in that situation. So we dealt with all that, and when I went Trini, I was a little raw at the start in 79, and some people criticized me, but what happened is that it was a strange thing that I was like the first broadcaster commentator that came out of Tobago. So they were accustomed to a certain way that some people speak, and Tobagonians weren't speaking fully that way. So we had our challenges, and many of them would criticize me, the boycott talk and all that kind of thing. But there were those who supported me in the face of everything to say, well, hey, they said that boy there has some hope. and you had to give the man a chance. And so I would do a lot of work on my own. People don't know in those areas, even in any career that you're going to choose in life, it requires absolute commitment, determination, and will to proceed. So those who would want to fight against you, who would make you feel that you're unworthy, if you believe in yourself, you have to fight against those beliefs. And so how I really developed myself to start with, and so people would see that, hey, the man became a broadcaster that traveled the world and broadcast football and cricket and you name it, Olympic Games and CAC and whatever. But there are other means by which that. So what we did, I used to take all the news scripts at Radio Trinidad and went home with them on the night. I had a tape recorder. So I used to sit down in the night and practice to read news like everybody else. But then my wish was that as a broadcaster, I wouldn't be a stereotype broadcaster like follow the pattern of Jonah, Hyde, and James. I would follow what I would want for myself, as a broadcaster, and go with that way. So I developed my own style.
You're getting some feedback from somebody. Somebody's moving. Sorry.
Yeah. Am I disturbing you?
No. Keep going.
My voice so ridiculous that it's becoming a disturbing factor.
No. One of us is doing extra movement.
No. It's all right. I'm cool. I'm just teasing. But so I did a lot of training on my own. And sometimes in the night I would go home. My cousins and there who I was living with a cousin of mine there in Diamond Vale in Diego Martin. And they know me as a boy, a young man coming up at that time. Well, we played the field, we party and all that. So I came to Trini and boy, that man ain't doing nothing. Boy, that man down here 6 months now and he ain't doing nothing. He ain't going nowhere. He just lying down in the bed there. He only listening to tapes and the battery would run out, the tapes would run out and all this kind of thing. But I was on one mission. I would not be out there unless I am confident and I'm ready to take on the world. So it went on and on until I said, all right, fellas, I think I could be outside now. I could boogie, I could line because I have a measure of authority, of a measure of what I would want to be like in this thing. But it wasn't that easy because the critics were there and they were looking for every little mistake, every excuse that I would make a mistake and then they will chastise me. So I was one of the fellows who criticized myself tremendously. So if I would do a sportscast and I wasn't happy with what was read on the air, I would leave the studio and start kicking the wall. But all those things were not to really kill myself, but to make sure that I do better, get much better. And eventually, I was on my own. I started to develop to a level where people started to respect me. Then after being able to deal with some of the on-air challenges, like in reporting and reading, it had to come now as a sportscaster, as assistant sports editor, I had to now get involved in commentary. And that was another challenge in your life because I had my challenges, nerves and all that, and I couldn't beat it because they come from a country and I ain't going to expose you. So when we had to go to another level and just sit down there and think, and it may have happened to many of us. So I used to sit down and think, boy, I'm going on the air right now, boy. I'm going to read this sportscast. How many people listening, boy? 20,000, 10, 5, 4. So then the nerves will get in and you'll have your issues. But you'll then eventually get over that and move to a different level in your life where you could deal with. But getting back to the issue, well, we were on that challenge and we had to start doing commentary. And then one of the things that Radio Trinidad, we grew up in very much playing cricket. I played football for school and all that. And even at Elizabeth's College, I played football for Elizabeth's College and also played cricket. So sport wasn't a challenge. I played table tennis as well. So I had no issue with the challenge of developing my qualities as a sports person. But then being a writer, have to write the script and read those things, whole different arrangement that would come into the picture. And yeah, we did what we had to do. We overcame some of the challenges. But one of those things that we had, I should go back a bit, is that Dave Lamy had his issues with me in a way that this guy, we have to read sportscasts. So what I would do is that in the nighttime, I have to do the sports for the morning. So I would have to now record the program overnight. He would come in the studio and he would stay up there and look down. And it created a sort of discomfort for me to be able to read and perform. So I made tremendous number of mistakes. And so that made him uncomfortable that the boy can't make it. That boy can't make it. There's a fellow called Russell Winston, who was the personnel manager. Big voice, deep voice, with authority, and I would scare you any minute he speaks. Then he would tell them that, the fellow is enthusiastic, and there is no reason why we should be firing the fellow down. Give the man a chance. And then what I decided then that in order to really create something better for me, I would have to now not go in the studio, but do my things live. And then I would eliminate the presence of Dave Lamy hovering about with that measure of discomfort. And so I started going to the mornings and started doing my programs, and we were there. So yeah, we started to deal with the issue, overcoming that. Then we get into commentary. There was no belief in me being a commentator. And there were comments that my big doctor friends and them, he had a boy, and they said that boy did not good at all. So, and I'm hearing all that. And I said, well, hey man, if they're saying that, I have to do something about that. I have to now work on myself and everything else and overcome those shortcomings that they say I have. And eventually, well, boy, story changed. The black man started to do things. People started to respect him. We were doing a lot of football commentary at the time. So it was Sedley Joseph, Bernard Pantin, Lamy, and myself, and Tony Williams, the late Tony Williams as well, who was part of the team of broadcasters. And so I came in there with some men who were stalwarts. And at the time, they were pushing Bernard Pantin a great deal. He was the kingpin, he on TV, sports news, TV's new panorama sports. So he was the king, and they gave him a lot of kudos, a lot of respect. He went to Syracuse after. So all those things were basically against my status, as it were. But I believe in one thing in life. Whatever I have to do, I'll get done. And there's no one who could really make me do something that is way out of character and also sell myself short. So in the early days when I started to broadcast, they would tell me, put on the headset and listen to what the commentator is saying. So I'll have no script or no pit sheet with the names of the players and so in front of me. And there was one other PSA, a game was being played, man. And I was broadcasting the game. And Bernard Pantin said, and for the next 10 minutes or so, Selwyn Melville. And brother, well, the joke in the studio was that we only hearing boop, 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 boop. So what going on there, boy? They say I Selwyn sweating. But I took all the old talk and all this stuff and always studied, well, how could I have done better? That night, they caught me because I wasn't prepared. So the next time, I'm going there and making sure I'm prepared with all the necessaries with me, the names, the players, the positions, the numbers. So, and eventually we started to do it and it started happening because when that was done that night, well, how the social media, which didn't exist then, was working. The boy not good. But I forget he boy. Forget he not good at all. All they do with he. All I was send he back at Tobago boy. They plant peas and potato.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But I wasn't deterred in any way. And I grew tremendously from there. And then
But so
and
when
then he probably had his grip too, you know, so that they was judging you on that.
but so when a lot of people
That's
will ask the question, right? When did you first coin the phrase "Soca Warriors"? How was that? How did that actually happen?
They're getting into the meat of the matter now. So it was a strike squad thing, right? And so one day I was home and I said, this strike squad thing didn't really hit home very well. So what if there's a possibility for another name for the team? And to me, this was inspiration from God, eh? And don't get fooled with that, with all the hearing and thing men talking. So I from that inspiration, I sat down and started to come up with a lot of names, possibilities. I even saw Blue Boy and there and talked to them and see if I could get them to, because Blue Boy and they would do this soca thing and all that kind of thing with football and so on. So I was trying to get into the mix of things. And then after I isolated myself and I sat down there and I started thinking, what could I come up with? So I looked at the culture and said, well, Calypso and Soca. I said, well, Calypso, nah, Soca could work better. Then I came up with Warriors. And so the final thing was, and I'm very straightforward and honest with people. I had a friend called Angela. She worked at Nestle. And I was doing a lot of work for Nestle at that time. And I came up with the name Soca Warriors. So I said, well, I called Anjani. I said, Anjani, I try nothing with this football name and thing. And I have some names. I say Calypso Warriors and I say Soca Warriors. Which one you feel I should use? She said, I like Soca. I like Soca Warriors. And I say, well, okay, so it shall be. And then I kept the name. I tried to get some of the fellas in the newspaper who were my colleagues, because in the Guardian building and all that. And a young fellow, Sean Fuentes, I spoke to him. And I said, Sean, boy, I want to push this name, boy. But Sean and they don't want to support that idea with me. So I kept to myself and I said, okay. And I went to Miami. Before I've been using it on the radio, say Soca Warriors and things, but nobody ain't taking me on.
But do you remember the first time you used it?
But in Miami in 98, we were doing a game with Colombia playing Trinidad and Tobago, a non-World Cup game, because Stuart John scored a triple in that game. Dwight York wasn't there, Latapi wasn't there. So the marquee players absent, and we beat Colombia 4-3. I went to Miami to broadcast that game and to write a story for the Guardian. So the night Soca Warriors are talking about, and the next day, in the story, the newspaper story, I wrote Soca Warriors shock Colombians. And that was the headline in the newspaper. And that was the true birth of the Soca Warriors story that came into the picture. Zaid Mohammed, who was writing for the Guardian then, was the editor on shift that night. And he did everything for me and organized it, the headline and everything. And from there, it came into the picture of Soca Warriors. So it was up to 98. In 2000, they had a fellow called Peter Miller, who was working for Jack and they in a group they called FCOT. And they were operating out of the Teachers Union building. And they decided then that they're going to use the name in 2000, Soca Warriors, as the name for the Trinidad and Tobago football team. When they did that, I called Peter and I said, well, how could you all do that? Because the name was created by me, used by me, and at least you could have spoken to me before you did anything, so that you wouldn't have anything. He said, okay, come in and let's speak. So we met and we spoke. And You know, I love this world. I don't know, can't say the country, I love the world. Because Peter Miller, let me tell you something, to me was a failure. He came from St. Lucia working in a restaurant, and he got a job to work with W Connection, David John Williams and they. But when he came in, he was only a white boy, and I ain't no race talk, but that's the truth. And he was a pretentious scholar as to what he had to offer. So they fired him because Hibernian, a lot of people played for Hibernian at the time, and they came to Connection, brought them to Trinidad to play. And when they were promoting the game, after a while, Peter could not supply anything. And they turned to me and asked me, well, hey, David called me, say, he support me, I want to do this thing. So I came in, and I got the job done for him, and we did tremendous work in Tobago, in Trinidad, and then in Tobago, sell out. And then later to that, CL Financial also brought in one of the English clubs, and Peter Miller had moved on to work with them. And then he also continued this failure work. And then they called me, and I had to work and do that thing to promote the game with radio and TV and everything. So we did that. But however, when the SOCA Warriors issue came up, I spoke to Jack Warner. And I said, well, Jack, you know, you all did this thing and it's not right. So why are you doing that? So, Melville, as far as I'm concerned, and what I've heard, you are not the man, you know, and it's not you who come up with the name. I said, but Warner, I was well brought up. I was never taught or brought up to learn to cheat and rob people or take anything from anyone that doesn't belong to me. So how could you all say that? He said, well, as far as I'm concerned, if Peter Miller said it wasn't you, then it's not you. So matter done, no discussion. And I left it at that. So they went on, keep using the name. And it came to, well, World Cup as we jump forward with our World Cup this year. And
what year was that World Cup? Which World Cup? Which World Cup?
That went Germany.
World Cup. 2006.
2006. Yeah. So the man, what happened to her? There are a lot of stories within that story that people are unaware of. But when the name was chosen and they were using it, they were building up the campaign. So the mission was, they went to Maximus, now Prime, to do a song for them, for the football. And Maximus came up with that, the fighter song. But when he did it, they didn't like it. And they said, nah, we ain't going with that. So they went to Bunty and others to create similar for them. But what happened? The boy Maximus, well, we always friends. We played basketball against each other and all that in carnage. Because I was a little boy, a man who would move about and mix with the people around and play with some of them they call bandits and all kind of thing. I was just enjoying life and enjoying sports. So when he did the song and they rejected him, he decided then that, well, when he came up, he decided he was going to pay his money, do the studio work, and get his own song. And when he did it, it became like the national anthem. So it sent everybody in a frenzy, you know? And even today, if you go in a party or anywhere, and that song is being played, people start to react as if it's the first time this thing is being played, and they just like the beat and so on. So, but then Jack Warner and they now had quandary as to what to do. They start calling it Trinidad and Tobago SOCA Warriors and all that, because there was this effort to deny me any possibility, any right, any access, any code to that name. And they came back from the World Cup. I think, well, in the World Cup draw, Sepp Blatter and they were there. And Jack was trying to change the name from SOCA Warriors. And Sepp told him, well, we know the thing as SOCA Warriors, so that's how it's going at. And that's how it is. Case closed. The late Tim Key was one who was also battling with me with that issue. And there were a lot of discussions. on that, but nothing really worked out. They always shunned me. There were things in the papers that were showing that, but what I did was very subtle. I wasn't I'm not an argumentative guy. I didn't think I was stand up in the streets and quarrel with a man. You know, I trained martial arts for over 25 years. And there was a certain discipline that's inside of me. And I always knew that in fighting, when someone would punch or hit me or we get knocked down, it's about getting up and fight again. So whatever they were doing, it was my thing is that there's one day that I'm going to get you, and I hope you don't get tired, because when you get tired, I won't finish you. And we continue on that. So
not to cross you, Melville. What I see Soca Warriors as, right, is there seems to be a long history with you. I don't only see them as a sports a football team. I see potentially, of course, sports memorabilia. You can capture that market. I see a mass camp, Soca Warriors. I see, because you bring out a band like Peter Minshall does or did. So I'm going home to play mass with Soca Warriors. That's a way to capture, capital too. What do you say? What do you have plans of doing that?
Very sweet of you to say that, because as we go further into it, I'll show you what now that we have the trademark. What are the possibilities for the brand? Because Soca Warriors is an international brand. It's not a two name. And the reason why there were so many problems with me and people rejecting me was because of the potential that the brand has. That there are a lot of people who really want to encroach on that. Let me tell you.
And you can take it all over the world.
Yeah.
Take Soca Warriors all over the world. Yeah.
Let me show you what have happened there. We'll just go back a bit. We'll get to that just now to show you something. Once we Jack and they decided the name was prominent now, his sons and they had newspaper ads put out telling everybody, every citizen in Trinidad and Tobago, that anybody who used that name Soca Warriors going up in court, and they're going to have to pay money for using a name without permission. And they were using it without permission. But I maintained a cool. I had to stay disciplined, because let me tell you, there was a certain rejection and disrespect among these people that if I had followed them, I would have lost my equilibrium and my ship would have been sailing without a rudder. And then they would have loved to have me in such a position where I'm uncontrollable. I can't think, I can't relate. By doing everything I'm supposed to do, I continue to do business, create other opportunities for myself, knowing that, as we used to say in Tobago, one day Congo take. And so the battles went on to the level that I reached a stage in my life where I was saying, this thing has to stop, Jack and they doing what they want, they're disrespecting people. They made millions upon millions of dollars on that brand. Millions we can talk about, because the local business people and all those things, they use and they enjoy themselves. And there was never a thought for me that I didn't get Trinidad cent from anything else. It's all right. We're all cool.
Selwyn, some people say that Selwyn Melville wanted some millions amount of dollars for the Soca Warriors name, and he want all this money, and the TTFA didn't have all this money. How could he get all these millions of dollars? What do you say about that?
Well, there's a belief that black people afraid money. So anytime I mention money, a man say, well, give me a little 20 cents now. Give me $1 now. Honestly, I must admit, to start, that in the initial stage of all this thing, there was my feel that, hey, you can't ask for too much, because, these people will really shun you, disrespect you, because who are you? You come from space side. Nobody know where you come from. That's a village, but that's a very important village, and I come and make nice some money and things. So I was prepared for a decent amount out of respect. But then when I realized the kind of monies that they were making, they say that I was asking for too much money. Yeah. The question is, why did I ask? When I made, in fact, John Williams, who was my friend, and he was number 3 in the group of my friends. All right. He considered me, and anyone who was very close would tell you that he would say, that fella is my brother. You know, Lebon, you should know, because I tried to introduce you to the band and the opportunity to, because the kind of person that he seemingly was, I thought that he would be, you know what I mean, an icon, a good man. Blessings. Because he met me in sports matters and we became very good. And I made him a commentator. He learned to do football commentary on the radio with me, even cricket. And that's how we lived. When he became president of the TTFA, I actually worked with him assiduously on his effort to become president of the TTFA, and guided him, even in his posture, how he would sit, how he would behave in front of a camera, and all these things I would tell you. And there are people would testify to that, about that. So, and when he became president, unfortunately, boy, the same night, that man turned on me in a whole entirely different way. In that he was talking to Stuart Charles, who was his football coach, and my vehicle was next to him. In fact, my wife and I, we had gone to Lopino for a parang event that I was videotaping for a client, and I sent them home. I took the other vehicle and I went back to the TFA election that they had to support the man. And when he was through and we were outside, he was talking to Stuart Charles, and they were planning to go to Chabonas Day, where they had a place they were going to have eat something. And he didn't even invite me to it. And the conversation never included me, although I was just about 15 to 20 meters away from them, with that many meters. And then I said to myself, wow, this here look like funny. Let's got some problems. So we continued to do what we had to do. Then he would call meetings. I would go, because we used to go to a lot of meetings, planning meetings. I was on a group of 5 that was this planning committee that preparing his campaign and his victory. And then in the end, it was different. There was no need for me anymore, because he had to deal with the SOCA Warriors issue. And he had to put me in a position where I was the beggar boy. So that I would now be beholden to him more than anything else, because he's now the boss. But you see, what he didn't understand, I grew up in Speyside, Tobago. We grew up with roast potato, roast corn, boiled corn, and ice water for juice. It's why they call Miss Patrick nearby every day, because we have no fridge then to buy ice. And we go on and we get everything. We go and go into school and I'm bright like a ball. And nothing to do with what I eat, but we had things to do. So to try to get me now to fall into what they were trying to put me into, I wasn't a part of that, because I wasn't brought up that way. You know, he sent a friend of his, and his friend came and said, hey, the man said, send me to talk to you.
So, Selwyn, I want you to hold that thought right there. Hold that thought right there. We're going to go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the Dark Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We have with us tonight no other than the real owner of, the brand name SOCA Warriors inside with us, Selwyn Melville, and he's discussing with us, what was his journey, his path through football in Trinidad and Tobago in order to finally become the recognized owner of the SOCA Warriors. It's in the village with the Dark Triplets and WZYE. Stick on still. I'm going to be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Trinidad is my land, and of it I am proud and glad. But I can't understand why some people just talk it bad. But I know all of them we running them out. Don't know where they're talking about. They would paint you black every day, and the right things they would never say. Like our sportsmen being rated among the best. Our scholars have sit and passed every test and put us right alongside the rest. But then our pitch lake is the greatest one of its kind. Our sugar and oil is ready refined. So you see, friends, this is a real thing, so no man's mind. They just talk some nonsense. Me ain't know where they're doing it for. About so much violence, man, you would swear that we fighting war. Of course, we have we delinquents to face, but just like any other place, look, things that I say about here is really too much for me to bear, because my people are daily making progress without any form of stupidness, and in this way we must gain success. For when we move in, we all move as one body, no bickering between you and me. For our policy stands for racial equality. Now when a stranger spending a little time in this lovely isle, every day you see him, he always have a hearty smile. And when his time is up to depart, he would say with pride in heart, I'll be back, you could bet your life. And if I can't come, I will send my wife. And then he'll tell you he really wants her to come to drink some rum and have plenty fun in this great island in the sun. For Trinidadian, as foreigners to recall, it doesn't matter whether big or small, or if you're rich or poor, friends, we cater for one and all. So all of them we're talking, they either drunk or they steering mad, or maybe they forget it, if a univote belongs to Trinidad. And yet, we have men of talent and skill, with high hopes of improving still. And if you think all this is a lie, the mighty sniper won't tell you why. No, our steel band is the best talent in this world. Like Calypso, those stories are told, with this rhythm to touch your soul. So Trinidad, this lovely land of my boat, small but overwhelming in woe. And as you know, Carnival is the greatest frolic on
And of course, we are back with you. It's in the village with the DAC triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. I think my mic is muted. Oh, no, it's not muted. We have with us no other than the rightful owner, a long time journey, a long time journey into the SOCA Warriors. And finally, you know, the good Lord prevailed, and he's now the rightful owner with legal certificate to show that he has always been the owner of the SOCA Warriors, and no one can stop him now. Ain't no stopping us now. So Selwyn, go ahead, pick up where you left off just now there. Let me unmute your mic. Yeah, unmute your mic.
I'll do. Now we're back on track.
Yeah, here we go.
Good. So the good Lord said, you believe, you shall receive. And I'm very grateful for that. But as I was saying before we went to that important piece, that Tobago is my land. Of it, I'm proud and glad. And living in Trinidad, it wasn't all that bad. All right. But to go to that point, this guy came on instructions to me, invited me for a meeting, a one-on-one, sent by the boss then. He said, hey, here we are, where the boss do. The boss say, forget SOCA Warriors and take a walk with the TFA. I said, what? Well, I'm a decent man, and my language to you on your station would not be disrespectful. But what I did was I looked at it and I said, well, you know, I am an independent man. I work for myself. I've been sending my children to school overseas because of that. And then now you want me to go and take a job when I'm working for BP and Nestle and all these people as an independent broadcaster? No, can't do that. So with that, when they had a meeting with me, they rejected. They called me to a meeting after, and then they went through all the things that yes, we know that you are the original man, is yours, but what you want? I said, what you want to give me? You know? They said, well, no, you ought to tell us what you want. I said, no, if you are interested in a product and you want to buy it, you must sit down with the people and find out, well, what value this has for us, and what could we pay for this thing to keep it. And then they said, no, it's you the man, you tell us what you want. So I know the game they were playing already is that set him up, because whatever price I called would not be applicable to their budget. So hey, let me put that pressure on him and then see how we come in the one thing. So I said, all right, if that's what you want and you sure, I will go with this. I'll ask you for 30 million US, you know, because they're only using it for so long already. Give me something that's worthwhile. And then everything turned to, they tore the parish up upside down. How could he, not even many of the US clubs with the Pro Soccer League, have that kind of money? And this is what you're asking for? I said, well, you asked me for a property that I created, and I tell you what the price is. So then all the names are out there, and there were people saying, well, it was good for them to go and say, well, he said this and he said that, and he want this and he want that. My wife was against me for saying that because she feels that with that kind of thing, it was not going to bring them to the table and they're going to run. But I said, if you came to talk to me and you wanted to negotiate, and I made a price, it could be audacious, out of character, but say, hey man, you know, the best we could really offer you is so and so, you know. But they never even offered that. What they did, they went into a frenzy and they started to complain to everybody out there in the media and everywhere that the man greedy, this is what he wants, and he's too nasty and he's selfish and he's wicked. But did anybody know how many millions that they collected for SOCA Warriors for using the name? Nobody knew and nobody cared. All they care about was to hear that Melville says so and so. And the media projection was that the media pushing that against him. He had to be something crazy about he. So we can't support that. And what he terrible. And I didn't feel bad in any way that they were saying things about me, because I understood and understand what was going on, and they couldn't fool me. And the fact that they were angry is because I did not come to the table and say, give me a 500 or give me 100,000 or something like that. And then they're happy at that time. In the meantime, they were making arrangements to trademark SOCA Warriors in the US, in Europe, and they were opening up schools for all kinds of things in the US with the SOCA Warriors brand. And with the assistance of a friend whose name I wouldn't call, but they would smile when I speak, they knew that the work that we would have done to try and stop that onslaught that they were trying to bring about. And in the process, they had to back off and left it right there. So then John Williams, unfortunately, he died he got sick and he died. And we had put the matter in the court, but we weren't getting anywhere. The matter came back out from the court, and they were saying that they didn't have enough information to really proceed with a court matter. So we were stuck there. And then the new regime came in. Now we had put the matter back in the court. And with the matter back in the court, they had looked at their own defense to see, well, they had nothing, and the preparation that we would have done would have been far superior to what they could have done or what they could have come up with to prove that the Football Association actually did work on a name and came up with a name and give the originator and all those kind of things. They never have all that. So when Mr. Wallace and they came in, they saw that, well, we don't know what the Football Association came up with a name. We see the work that was done here, all the evidence that they brought when the first story was written and all these things. So then we're not going to battle. And then the court then decided, well, look, the case is a complete case. We can't battle with this one. So we have to leave Mr. Melville with his property. But, sir, could I use your name? Hello?
Want to use Diana name?
No, you, sir.
You could use my name if you want to use my name.
I wouldn't abuse you. I mean, I know you always spellbound with me and talking and take over the show. So everybody just leave me there right now and say, let talk, man, let talk. But with all the challenges that I had, I needed help for sure. Mr. Lebon and I have been friends for 30-something years plus. I think my children and my friendship with Mr. Lebon are about the same. And my biggest child is 35 years old. And well, he's always supported me as a broadcaster, and which I'm always grateful for the friendship. And he is one of the few people on the planet that I have a sustained friendship with, apart from a guy, Terrence Joseph, who was my school friend, that we stayed that close and very tight. And when the matter came up, I said, oh boy, we have to put that matter in the court. And this is what's happening. Then he put me on to a guy called Felix Celestin. And see, Felix is not an IPO man. But then he put me on to, he said, look, that is not my forte, but I would put you in line with someone who does that kind of work. And I will see what would happen. So then he put me on to a guy called Egon Mbrak. And then his cousin is his step nephew as well. And that's how we developed the whole process for the court. And Mr. Lebon, today, anything that would have happened in the process of success, you will have to tip your hat and say thank you very much. And I say thank you very much for your friendship, your support, your honesty, and your dedication to real friendship. And you can't pay for that no matter how long you live. That has to go on that way. And so we're able to come through with that. And you would have been a key factor in making that happen, because Mr. Mbrak and they became like my friends, my brothers. We played basketball together. We played a lot of sport together and all that, and associated family type reaction to each other and the family. And in the end, it came out that the matter was given. The court said, yes, it's yours. And we have it made. So over a year ago, the courts decided that. And it was taking us some time, really, with the other side of the legal action, in that the intellectual property had a number of people who had put in to claim SOCA Warriors as theirs. And they had to deal with that to eliminate those unnecessaries. And there was a legal firm that Jack and they had used, and they had also put in for SOCA Warriors claim for trademark. And in fact, they had written me a letter telling me that they want to take me to court if I didn't withdraw my proposal for trademark for SOCA Warriors, because we had put in the trademark proposal and boom, they said it was rejected. Then I was advised that, look, even if it was rejected, the matter is still there open, so you have to do what is necessary. And I did that. And so the battle continued. The US people, at one stage, had gotten to a point where the football people, in the effort to win SOCA Warriors, they asked them for what you have in the US that says is yours. And they didn't have anything to prove, but we had done watches and all that through a particular gentleman, call your name. And Mr. Lebon had been there with me all the way as my brother. And so we're not partners, we are full brothers and partners and everything. And they did some watches out of China to really prove that, well, that property belonged to me. And we did all things like that. And then in the end, to me, the icing on the cake was when Mr. Wallace and they threw their hands up and said, hey, we're not involved in that. So Mr. Melville has the leeway to go after his property, and we're not going to deny him the right to have what he says is his. And he has shown in every way that whatever he would have done, we support that, and yes, it is. So case closed.
So Selwyn, do you think the TTFA is gonna stop using SOCA Warriors, or they're gonna continue using SOCA Warriors?
So Slim, let me tell you this. I'm a practical man, right? What Black Stallion say, black man doesn't get nothing easy.
Correct is right.
Right. So I'm of the view, and I'm hearing it because there's some social media comments, and a lot of people are unaware of the traffic, the word that we have traveled to get to that point. And many of them, they despise black people. And I'm sorry to say that, because I'm no racist. I mix up with all kinds of things. But we tend to despise one another. And there's some people that I know whom I believe are leaders in the society. And the things that they would say, that boy there is not true. He's not the real one. He's not the real owner. He is this, he is that. But they have no history. They have not gotten involved in anything that showed the process in which we have gone through, or what I have endured over the years. It's like, boy, to come up with a name and the whole world celebrating. They're going to Germany, and I couldn't go. And you had to absorb all that, and smile and say, well, yes, just another day in the woods. But the thing is that's how they think it. So whether they use the name, well, when we did the TV interview on the trademark approval, there was this story that, well, they asked the football people, and they said that's something they didn't want to deal with right now. But I'm hearing through the grapevine that they're looking to change the name of the football team. But then some proper stewards of the game are asking, so why are you going to do that? If you're using that name for 22 years, where would you get up in the morning and come up with a new name? Unlike the situation where John Williams has said that they're going to spend $1 million in using the schools to come up with a name. And let me be honest with you. I have no problems if the Football Association decided they don't want to use the brand name SOCA Warriors with the national team, because SOCA Warriors, as Diana was just asking there, is bigger than a football game or a football team. This SOCA represents an island and an entity, and it has wide implications as the way we could bring things together to make it happen. I have a client who is now discussing with me of an event early next year, right? And SOCA Warriors, youth, So there are a number of things. And now we can, so even if the Football Association, let's go back to you, Slam, decide that they don't want to use that name anymore, and that Melville fella want too much, but they never really had a proper conversation on the issue. And for those who sit down there and saying, I hope that some of them, their families, would have issues and how they would treat those issues if they deal with that way. And so, well, now, I sit down and do this thing, and they make so much from it, and then everybody turn their back on me now, and they treat me like a dog. They would only say that. They say all kinds of things about me now because they're not involved, and they have no idea what it's all about. But we are not I am not a fellow who would get angry, because I look at possibilities and how in the future we could make it work. And the fact that you have a trademark, then you should know that trademark means opportunities. And how you devise means of making it work for you is going to be the success of your life or the failure. And I'm into success and not failure. So if the Football Association want to take that road, it's up to them. It's their loss, it's not mine. I know what I have to do. I have the trademark. And the trademark is an international brand. So I'm going to make it work and worthwhile for me and for my generations to come and those who support me and create it. And I am not the kind of man who would forget the people, right? Those who made it possible for me to be in the position that I am today with this brand, I would never forget them. I would never turn my back on them and what they would have done for us to move forward, me and my family.
You know, Selwyn, I think when you look at, like, in global business, we talk about intellectual property. I think this will be a good example for intellectual property going forward in Trinidad and Tobago, not just Trinidad and Tobago, but the Caribbean. This
Amen.
will be a great example, in order for people to understand when you create something, you have a right to be able to benefit from your creation.
Amen. Amen.
And your creation, you should be able to get a trademark for your creation, and people shouldn't just be able to come and just steal your creation and live off your creation, and you don't benefit from it.
Well, they love to abuse people in Trinidad and Tobago. But I tell you what, the people at the Intellectual Property Office say, look, right now we don't understand the magnitude of all this and SOCA Warriors trademark, because it is unprecedented for Trinidad and Tobago for this to happen.
Correct.
And this is something new. So they are celebrating the fact that this thing has happened. Now I'm outside of town for a while, so we're cool, and we're just looking at building other aspects of their life. But in time to come, you would see where proper evaluation of work, because I try to talk to some of my colleagues in the media, and I realize that they are just story writers, and that's all they could do is write a story. And if there's no bacchanal or no Melville said this and Melville said that, then it has no merit. So then there's one person now whom I've chosen to sit and discuss with, because that person is a bona fide journalist, understands the work of journalism and research and everything. So I could bring that person together, I'm speaking with right now, to look at the possibilities of saying, hey, look, Trinidad and Tobago, you don't know what you have, and you don't know what has been done here. And the 22 years that this man has fought for this thing, we have no idea what is being brought to the table. So now we're going to do research. We're going to talk to the necessary people, because the IPO people are willing to speak and tell you the challenges and the possibilities and what's coming to the future. So for those who sit there and say all kind of nonsense, they have no idea what's going on here and thing, but they're taking this thing as a joke. And that is a black boy from Speyside, Tobago, who used to sell newspapers when he was in the village there before he leave and come to town. Well, you know. So I'm cool with that. And I am not angry or vexed over the 22 years and what they would have done to me. Every day I've learned, because in martial arts, when we get cuffed down, we get back up and you want to fight again. And so the thing is, when they pushed me and they did all that was done to me and disregarded me and vilified me, I say, okay, what do I do next? How do I go forward and make something worthwhile? And then I've got this gem in my hand, SOCA Warriors trademark. And brother, I ain't getting vexed with nobody. Nothing in this lifetime.
Wasted energy. You can have SOCA Warrior netball team, SOCA Warrior hockey team, the possibility you can have a SOCA Warrior boat doing the nylon pool in Tobago, and it's advertised. Come on.
But let me tell you, when you speak of the netball team and all that, the same Jack Warner, and there was a guy who was a former sports minister around the time when Jack was there for UNC. What's his name again?
Anna Roberts?
No. It was Radical Designs. It was Radical Designs. Yeah.
He was the Minister of Sports?
Yeah.
Ramsaran? No, Ramsaran.
No. After Ramsaran. Ramsaran would have been different. He's a man I could have related to and worked with and make sure it happened. He owns Radical Designs.
Oh yeah, I don't remember him.
Yeah, but he's a martial arts man too. He spent a lot of time with Don Jacob and they and so on. But the thing is that himself and Jack and they had gotten together and were discussing to make all national teams SOCA warriors. All right. And then I had to go to his office and speak to him and say, well, I see this in the newspapers. So I know what you're all thinking. I said, are you aware of the fact that Mr. Warner doesn't own SOCA warriors? And it's just a football thing that it's in the football thing that they do, and they're trying to claim now and use the bully pulpit to get what they want. Well, I am watching this thing and this can happen. So where you're getting money from to do all this thing? I said, well, I don't know where I'll get the money from, but I'm telling you that this thing is not going to happen on my watch, where you always just sit down and take something that is not yours and go on and say, well, all right, all national teams, SOCA warriors. So I've been given that kind of thing from the people, from those who say they're in charge of the negatives, that, well, if you kind of fall in line, you can't eat from this thing. And then if I decide to fall in line, what I'm going to eat is nothing. But I'd rather work for $100 for SOCA warriors for the rest of my lifetime. I know that it's money well earned. And who owns $10 million. And I've been a subservient, stool, fool guy who they abused and couldn't handle, and that's what they couldn't take enough. They see, if you're from Tobago, you are Tobago roots, you know that. Boy, we're foppish, you know. No, we're very foppish. You stand up for our rights, and you can say what you want. You ain't getting no Tobagonian to just give in just so. A real, honest Tobagonian, you're not giving in just so. You can sit down and you go wait and deal with you. And I have waited. A man called me. He said, boy, Melo, I had to feel your belly when I see you come to Tobago again, boy. I said, what do you mean? He said, but you're not rocking your belly, boy. He says, he's only a man with rocking your belly because all the belly that you have, and wait for 22 years to settle this thing without complaining and fighting with them fellas, but believing in what you have and what the people are going to think. So those who say, well, it's not him, and I know, I'm facing that. There are people there who make statements about me and things and not knowing who I am. And they don't know who I am. And the thing is, I left Tobago when I was about 21. I went to Trinidad. Most of my accomplishments are in Trinidad. And, we did a number of things because I was well brought up. People helped me when I was a boy. And I always look back to helping back people. There's a lady in Mother Mills, we call her in Tobago. She treated me like she was my second mother. And they did everything possible for me as a man to become. So I always believe that I have to give back. So in Trinity, where I nestled, I gave back. And we put on concerts, stage. Then, you came, you did the one we did at Queen's Hall. And that was for the St. Mary's Children's Home. When we threw with that thing, we gave them 170,000 TT dollars that we collected and donated to them without a problem. My wife went and handed the check to them and all that. And we didn't get something that we could boast about. And we weren't looking for anything to boast about. But the respect wasn't really there from all these people that what we would have done. But what was important for us is that we did what is necessary. And we made a difference in the lives of a number of people. Women at Mount Hope, we did things for them. We did a number of things for other people. Through Nestle, I go out there and they give me a lot of stuff. The cereals, the coffees, everything. And we just give it out to churches, orphan homes, whatever. So we spend our time, me and my wife, doing a lot of things for people that we feel are in need and how we can give back to society to make it worthwhile for them.
So Selwyn, if you had to say something to Jack Warner today, you and Jack Warner staying in a room, just you and him, and all they're talking about, finally, this SOCA warriors thing come. What would you say to Jack Warner?
Hey, you like Bacchanal? Yeah, Bacchanal.
No, we keeping it real, man. Is that you had a 22-year journey, you know? And I remember in 2006, because I went to the World Cup in Germany,
True.
I was trying to do something on Amazon with SOCA Warriors.
And Jack,
And
they blank you.
they told me I couldn't do nothing with SOCA Warriors.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
a number of people know how they feel today, ashamed of themselves, you know, that they were fighting the man and look what happened. We no longer could even touch that. Well, we met about 5 months ago, Jack One and I, and spoke to him. And I told him, I said, well, you know, well, because he now know that we are. He said, so how much money again you? I said, well, there's no discussion on that thing, but then you, as what you earned tremendously from the thing, what are you giving back? What are the tangibles that I could leave with for all that you earn? Well, man, Mr. Melville, I would tell you that all I could do is to ask if you want, I could talk to your lawyers and I would do a letter indicating that SOCA Warriors is yours and it was never anybody else but yours. And that's the best I could do for you. So if you want, you could talk to your lawyers. And when they meet me, I could do a letter. They could even write the letter. And whatever they put in the letter, I will accept it and sign. And that's all I could do for anybody where that is concerned. So he is not going to do anything or take any blame for anything. As far as they're concerned that they got what they wanted, they were in charge, they were large, and in the end, well, we saw what happened in the end. They end up in their own problems. Men can't leave the US and all these stories, something like that. So, to be honest with you, Slim, to this day in my life, I am not an angry man. I've never been angry with those people for what they did. Because there's something that we have to understand about life. If they didn't use the name SOCA Warriors, we couldn't have been talking about that today. So they did it, they built it up, they got what they wanted, and then they left it for trash. But there are some people who can identify trash and its quality and utilize it for what it's worth. So this is my time now to take the trash because we know of it forever, as long as we live. We just paid the Intellectual Property Office some money is there to fortify everything, and its value is the next 20 years before they could talk to me again about anything about another fee. So, and that could well be on my lifetime. So it's my grandchildren and my children and grandchildren who have to deal with that. But so what is important for me is while I'm here, I want to make sure and do the best I could do for that brand so that the generations to come can say, well, the man did it, he came up with it, he did it, and he left us with something that is worthwhile. And the people who are associated with me and supported me and made it possible for me, then I would want to make sure that they would always say, well, their generations too, and say, man, this man made it possible for us, you know. So it was worthwhile. It was worth the while to deal with him, and that's what it is today. I mean, so that's where I am today. I'm very happy, further happy that the right thing has been done, and God doesn't sleep. He doesn't only put on the pajamas, but he doesn't really fall asleep. And we are here to celebrate this tonight. And I'm really grateful to you, Libon, for your support and your genuine approach to life on a whole. They will call you all kind of names, I mean, you're moderacious, you're this, that, the other. But if you don't know, you will say all kinds of things, And when you find out, then you'll say, oh, that is the kind of man you're dealing with, boy. So today, a lot of people don't understand many things. And they go out there and they jump up and they shout and they make noise. Because many of them are in a crowd. And what the crowd is saying is what they're going to say. And that's how because they want to be recognized. I took the road that I wasn't recognized, and I was vilified because I stood up for what I believe was mine and was right. And on that basis, whatever they say, I didn't care. I hear them talk all kind of thing. I hear men criticize me as a commentator on TV and all kind of thing on radio. And the things that they were saying that I supported weren't really true. But I ain't go back and say nothing. If you look in the social media area where everybody dime a dozen, they come up with a story. You'd never really see anything from me. Anything you see on social media with me is happy birthday to a cousin or friend or sorry for the loss. But to go and deal in confusion, I don't have time for that because life has so much more to give, man. When I get up in the morning, I want to be happy. So I pray and I say thanks. And I jump out and I go on. Or I be playing sports, play tennis, play basketball, do martial arts. So I'm not wasting my time with unnecessaries and trying to pull people down and rob a man for his rights. And you could come up with anything. You could share something with me and say, hey, I can't share that. And I ain't sharing it. That's yours. So we're not robbing anybody. So, and that's why the Lord would support me and say, well, the SOCA Warriors is yours. And none of them ain't getting it. So they could do what they want and carry all the stories they want and their names. Oh, I mean, I dealt with all those things.
But Selwyn, this has been a journey, and it's been a successful journey. And
Amen.
I've been on this journey with you as well. And I want to thank you for your perseverance, man. And the best is yet to come. That's what I would say. The best is yet to come.
Amen.
And I know that there are so many things left to be done with SOCA Warriors logo. But just before you go, any closing words before you go?
Quietly, what I'd like to say, man, I'm a grateful guy. And there are a number of people who have been very, very supportive of the journey that I've been on. Very, very, very supportive. My wife, Fran, Siska, she has been there with me all the way, everywhere and thing, through my thick and thin. My daughter, in New York, they had their thing, and they Selwyn Melville children, so they could boast and say that anywhere, and they're proud to do that because they know their father ain't no dirtiness out there. So every time they call the name, they know it's a clean call. And so I'm grateful for family and the number of people who have supported me, Felix, Yvonne and Brack, and all those who have been there for me legally and in other aspects of life where people have supported me to make my life possible and my success worthwhile. I'm very, very grateful. And, our people, we have to, in our country, Trinidad and Tobago, a number of people don't understand the value of life, and they sit there and they just give in to what has been said to them, and they sell out their souls and things in order to get recognition. But we don't need that kind of recognition, because all you have to do is do the right thing. Be yourself, fortify your soul, be truthful to yourself and the people around you. And the time is going to come when you're going to realize. I waited 22 years to sell a point, to sell something. Yes, most people would not have that determination and that will. But it's belief is going to make the difference. And when you have that belief, man, no matter what they tell you, no matter what they say, or how they try to change your course and your language, once you believe, you will hold steadfast to your beliefs, and no one can stop you from achieving your objectives in life.
My brother, thank you so very kindly. It's appreciated.
Muchas gracias por su tiempo, por sus pensamientos. Me gusta mucho eso.
Ay, caramba.
No se habla español.
Lo siento mucho, ¿no? Thank you very much for your friendship.
Pobre hombre.
Pobrecito usted, ¿no? Sí, pobrecito. Solamente, es la vida, ¿no?
Sí, señor. Adios.
So,
all right, man. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate your success, what you're doing. You know, it's been a pleasure for me to be on with you all this evening to share my thoughts. And I have not really taken the time with people to share my thoughts as I did tonight here on the program. And you've given me the platform to express myself. And I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity today. And hope that we continue with that. Our friendship has been so meaningful to me, man. And nothing could ever come between that friendship that we have, because it's been genuine, it's been true, and it's been a long time. And the man who introduced me to you, I don't even know who he is anymore. You know what I mean? So it's
Anselm know everybody.
yeah.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure.
Hey, lo mismo.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care.
Good night.
Thank you, Kojak.
Hey.
Bye-bye.
I'm so glad.
Well,
I'm glad.
Go ahead. Diana,
yeah.
I was supposed to be gone since 9 o'clock, you know. But it was very interesting hearing this gentleman's plight.
Journey.
But I love his demeanor. It's commendable and it's a good example for many people in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, I've had dealings with John Williams, and he's not telling a lie. This fella is on point. I've had dealings with some of the people he deals with, and he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. John Williams, I don't even want to talk about my dealings with him. But God rest his soul, he's gone, you know. Anyway, guys, I have to go. I've been holding out, but I have to go.
All right, no problem. All right, see you.
Okay. Thank you. See you next time.
All right.
Good night, everybody. Love you all.
Night.
Yeah. You know, it's
before you go, by the way, Anselm, schools in Trinidad and Tobago close on Friday the 29th. It's according to a media release from the Ministry of Education.
Why
because the adverse weather alert has been raised to orange level. So the schools are closed. Okay.
Oh, well, all right. You know, it thing about we in Trinidad and Tobago, we sometimes I just, you know, you don't know what to say sometimes, you know what I mean? Because I know firsthand struggles.
You're all are poisoned with the wanting the crop before the crop get to fruition. And you see what they try to do, they try to take away the seed from him. They try to take away the planting from him before it could get, and you know that SOCA warriors that can represent Trinidad, a brand from Trinidad and Tobago.
But that is the thing. But what it is that they will try their hardest in order
to
for
destroy
him
you.
to see a penny, right? But it's not gonna work.
Nope, it's not gonna work.
But all the hard work, the man come up with the thing, right? He came up with it. But they tried to stop him. This one tried to block him, and they make millions and millions and millions and let me tell you, in 2006, before we went to the World Cup, I was trying to do some SOCA Warriors t-shirt. I get blocked from doing it as we were selling stuff. They tell us we couldn't sell anything with SOCA Warriors on it. Nothing. All we could have put was the 2006 World Cup. Trinidad and Tobago, 2006 World Cup. Nothing with SOCA Warriors. Nothing. Nothing.
But I'm alarmed at Jack Warner, you know, to try to block another black man from going forward, you know, becoming. That is our problem in our race.
Listen,
black man is born black man. Mr. Melville needs to surround himself with some Caucasians and Indians and Japanese. maybe he'll get through.
Carice just says, hi, Diana. Carice, how are you? Welcome. Albert Montano says good night. Albert, go on.
Ask him to stay because I have a mess.
Yeah, Capiza says rain falling, weather for leather. I know what I mean.
Oh, Lord.
But Diana, I wanted to go back at our comment from the fella. Oh, here he is. Yeah, his comment is, at 8:53 p.m., Eugene Julian. I remember those days in the late 1960s and early 1970s, right? So the first command was at 8:53 p.m. Eh?
No,
that
so that
was
means that's the time he got his implement dispatched.
You see, I'm not saying anything.
I hear you can't say wife and laptop and things. So implement device dispatched.
Oh, okay.
I'm only following your instruction.
So he received his implements,
his device
at because
53 hours.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I know what else to say. That's that. I'm just reading from the chat, because I see Ellis tonight. Ellis
must be having connectivity problems in that neck of the woods with
all
the water.
So Diana, I'm sure you saw this. People just try to rob everybody, right? Take a look at this. Easy as that. No worries at all. No worries.
Eugene said to leave him alone.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I said leave me alone. Who you want put in here the closing comment and
all
say
of them,
about this
all
guy?
of them, all of them.
All of them, yeah. Everybody put a closing comment in.
So
whoever's here.
Listen to this one, Diana. Listen to this one. Oh, okay.
But I think I might have to reduce my children's exposure to soca music. Today at school, my son called his teacher a big batik gal, and I don't know how to explain this, so. This is really sad, but I think I might have to reduce my children's exposure to soca music. Today at school, my son called his teacher a big batik gal, and I don't know how to explain this, so.
Yeah, he very well know how to explain it.
You know they explain it.
Maybe she is well endowed back there. Who knows? You don't know.
Diana, this is the one you was talking about last week.
A mankind walking around an alligator. This woman studying the alligator like she can't drive too good. And like how big it is now. It's a full thing. Only mother.
Only in Trinidad and Tobago.
Ask them, they're really gonna eat that thing in June?
What wrong with you?
Nah, boy.
You be joking?
They are rock belly. I can't.
I mean, you're joking.
Nah. Somewhere I saw a video where they had everything for the last holiday, and there was curry mackerel. I said, Lord Father God help me. Oh, my stomach can't handle them thing.
Diana, you see Eugene send you a message. He said leave him alone.
No, it's you. He said leave him alone. Not me.
No, it's you talking to.
They eating snake. They eating snake, alligator, anything, Carice?
Yeah, what do you mean?
No, not me. I would rather stick to fruits. No, if I had to go, I will eat beans. I don't want no alligator. No, what's the other thing? The iguana? No, I don't want them things.
You remember that song, They Eating Anything? Right? So Carice, Eugene, Albert Montano, if you're still there, Ken John, Capiza, Ulrich, Rennie, Nadia, what's he Prasad going? Ken John, Nadia, Hailey, if you're still there.
The rain making everybody retire early.
Yep. Put closing comments in each chat. Making them retire early. Oh God,
Yeah,
all
let
right.
them go to bed, go curl up and go to sleep.
Rain.
But you know, yeah, what I like in Trinidad and the tropics, when the rain hits the roof.
Yeah. When the energy galvanize.
Yeah, boy, I love that sound.
That's a nice. You can't get that nowhere else. Well, you could get it other places in the world, but that's a good song. That's a good one.
And when rain falling here, that's one thing you don't hear it here, unless it's falling outside on the street hard enough for it. But you don't hear it hit anything, the roof here.
Yeah.
At least where I live. So
No,
when
where I
I'm in
live, you don't hear
Trinidad,
nothing either. You don't hear nothing on that roof.
when I'm in Trinidad and Tobago, and it starts to, come down, and it connect. Yeah, boy. It's a nice song to go to sleep to.
Yeah, correct as well.
Nice, so I could lay down and just go to sleep to that sound. The rain cascading on the roof. Yeah.
You know, Diana, just going back to that journey, Selwyn journey. I mean,
yeah,
it's a kind of a journey that you don't wish that
22 years.
Yeah. And all the time was yours, And all these people trying to deny you your right to something that you created, and they're coming up with all kind of story. This man created, there was too much money. There's always some kind of excuse as to why he shouldn't get it. As Black Stalin say, black man don't get nothing easy.
And now he can go now, and like I said, because I from the time he started, I could see him bringing off a band carnival, and that's a good income generator. I can see taking, to different islands, different countries, the Soca Warriors band. It's the memorabilia, the shirts, the hats,
there's a lot of things to be
all
done.
Kinds of things, boy.
Yeah, a lot of things to be done. I mean, the best thing to be done that, for them to kind of give back to him is for them to continue to use the name Soca Warriors for the football team.
Yep.
That would be a good way to.
Why change it? It's just he owns it. That's all.
Yeah,
and compensate him accordingly and rightfully and justfully.
Yeah. That's what should be done. But it's Trinidad and Tobago, so you never know. You never know. It's like, if it's in one thing, it's the next in Trinidad and Tobago. The weather is unbelievable in Trinidad. Motors are just unabated in Trinidad.
How many they go on? They go on past 600 now?
No, they're 400 and something, I think.
Oh, okay.
Diana, I read this quote today on a radio station. This is very instructive, right? Let me read this quick for you. All right, this was in 2013. This is what Prime Minister Rowley said. Anytime a government resorts to blaming the opposition for its failure to live on their mandates and their responsibilities to the people, it is a clear sign that they have accepted that they have outlived their usefulness. He said this in April 2013.
But opposition is important in the running of a country to keep the incumbent in check. A proper democracy requires an opposition.
But remember now, the UNC was in opposition this time, and he's talking about the UNC. So he's saying that when the UNC was in power and they were blaming the PNM, right, for failure to live on their mandates and their responsibilities to the people, it's a class sign they have accepted that they have outlived their usefulness. So the question now, has he outlived his usefulness as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, because they keep blaming the opposition for everything?
Yep, so his own words come back to bite him.
Correct is right. Correct is right. You're absolutely correct, Diana. You know, and people, this was April 2013. These people wouldn't even go to this. And these are the kind of things I just save for whatever reason. I don't know, you know, they call me a hoarder. I just save it. This is from April 2013, you know. This is from almost 10 years ago when we were in opposition. You see?
Yep.
Boy, it's sad. It's very sad.
Anytime a government resorts to blaming the opposition for its failure to deliver on their mandate and people, it is a clear sign they have affected and outlived their youth.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said that. And it's in quotes.
Eugene says he's so happy he can provide entertainment. WZYE.
Who's that? Eugene Julian?
Oh boy.
Provide what entertainment? The only entertainment you just get is when your wife give you back your phone.
Oh, you're not supposed to go there.
Oh, Diana, I apologize. Eugene, I apologize. I'm sorry.
When he receives his
the only
electrical device.
Yes, Eugene, the only time you can be happy is when you receive your electrical device from your significant other.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's it.
Hitting Eugene hard below the belt today, boy.
Yeah, but Eugene, in the same vein as I ain't see Troy Smith tonight. I see him one time.
The rain got everybody. Because sometimes it's knocking. I haven't been able to speak to my cousin all day. The rain like it knock out her current.
I ain't see Anderson. I ain't see Ellis.
Yeah, whole heap of them.
The reason why Eugene is in here because he lives in Houston.
I don't know. I just guessed it.
Virginia. He lives in Virginia.
Oh.
He lives in Gettysburg, Virginia.
Why are you telling people oh my God. There's Capiza. Capiza, weather for leather? What kind of leather? Real leather or artificial leather?
I don't know. I don't know about that fella, but something wrong with he, boy. No, something wrong with he in truth. Something wrong.
I wonder if it's real leather or artificial leather. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know. I know. How Eugene? But yeah, Tobago Carnival. Caris says real rain. Yeah, so people may be monitoring for the stock in which I hope not. Yeah, but it's like I mean.
Capiza says rain falling on me galvanized.
Albert said Trinidad is suffering over the last 5 years, so it's possible to eat anything, no money, no food.
And you know what I was afraid of when it rained like that? Snake that's crawling that come in the house looking for a warm spot. Oh, so I would walk around with a cutlass all the time. Yeah, I hate snakes with a passion.
Oh, okay.
Or throw pitch oil on them or something. Oh, they're coming inside for warmth, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we hope that better days are coming in Trinidad and Tobago. We hope.
Yeah, top of the hour answer.
Yeah, let's go for a quick station identification. It's in the village of the Dark Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and say, we'll be right back with your closing comments after this.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village of the Dark Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. It's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Again, I'd like to thank, my good friend Selwyn Melville for joining us here in the village. We learned quite a few of a journey a journey of many miles, from, it took you 22 years. 22 years is 2 decades and 2 years. 2 decades and 2 years, man. A surely long time, But, you have to have more patience than East Orange General Hospital in Trinidad. You have to have real patience, real patience. No doubt about it. So, but I was supposed to do this. Hold on, Diana. Before we go there, 1 minute. We're gonna add this setup here. Hold on, Diana.
Vote Karen Nunes Teixeira, the boss lady, for political leader of the PNM. Vote Karen Nunes Teixeira, the boss lady. Change is coming. The new political leader of the PNM. Change is coming.
She actually was on hold on.
Hello, high water, I would just rise and embrace you, protecting my children in every way. Even when you fight and argue about different fathers, remember, the middle passage brought them straight to my door. Mama never worry about no race, I just love them. And so my blood is boil when you start to walk. I will always be there for you. No matter what you do, whatever joy or pain that you are going through, I will always be there for you. I will be always there for you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so Diana, of course, my closing words is very simple. You don't have to see all the flights in the staircase. You only have to see the first flight. From where I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Later.
Okay. Ready? Yeah. I'm speaking directly to the Trinbagonians, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Producing a tomorrow you want requires deducing how you get the today you have. I'm going to give you a philosophical example so you can deduce what it is I'm trying to say. Hopefully. Collect 100 red ants. Collect 100 black ants, black and brown ants. Put them in a jar. Nothing will happen. But if you shake the jar, they will begin fighting and killing each other. Why? Because the red ants believe that the black ants is the enemy, the black and brown ants is the enemy, and the black and brown ants believe that the red ants is the enemy. When in reality, the one who shook the jar is the enemy. Same is true in society. Men versus women. Science versus religion. Politics versus philosophy. Black versus white. Left versus right. Rich versus poor. Rumors versus truth. Africans versus Indians. Instead of fighting each other in Trinidad and Tobago, ask yourself, who is shaking the jar? This is your global ambassador and your resident poet, Diana Benskin, bidding you auf Wiedersehen until we meet again. Good night, beloved people. Stay safe and stay warm.
Thank you, Diana. Let me go to the chat here and read some closing comments. Okay.
First closing comment here. Carice, good night. Great show as always. I was in and out. Keep safe, especially people in Trinidad and Tobago, because there's lots of flooding, and hope to see you all on Saturday. Mr. Montano's closing comment. This gentleman confirms all the things I know and have said over the last 50 years. It is time we Trini realize that we are not have respect for one another if Trinidad is honest. Any other closing comment?
Nadia says, Diana Benskin, good night. Well said.
Thank you, Nadia.
Bless, good night, everyone. Stay safe. From Nadia.
I don't see any other closing comments.
Yeah. I don't know.
At the rain, they're retiring early. It's probably cold. And in their own words, it's probably cold.
Cool.
You know, when the rain falls, they just said it cold.
Correct is right. Yeah. Yeah, so we go out to the you know what? We go out to when God bless her, man.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good night, everyone. Take care. All right. Bye-bye.
Nothing must stop you. Yes, when God bless a man, Satan may attack you. Yes, when God bless a man, he's gonna back you. Yes, when God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand AI. Who God bless, none can curse. His divine favor man can reverse. Even if they do their worst. When God bless a man, nothing must stop you. Yes, when God bless a man, Satan may attack you. Yes, when God bless a man, he's gonna back you. Yes, when God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand, I say. If you answer his call, he will lift you up. If you fall, if you fall, just give him your all. When God bless a man, should be nobody. Nothing must stop you, my friend. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you. Yes, when God bless a man, he's gonna back you. Yes, when God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand, I say. Yeah. Satan may attack you. God bless a man. That man must die.